Hey, hello guys. Welcome to this training of data analytics with data analytics and visualization with Excel. So I hope all of you are doing well and fine, and I hope all of you must have practiced the things which we have discussed till now in the sessions. We got some good response from a lot of people, and even we got some mails as well. So in some mails, we got this question of first of all that what exactly is data analysis as well. And a lot of people get confused sometimes what exactly is the responsibility of a data analyst and what is the role of a data analyst and a business analyst and what are the what why exactly we need to do all this. So just thought to create a small video on that. Okay, so first of all, if we talk about the business today in the market, if we talk about the business in the market today, it's not like the previous one that where we have all the things going on in a very uh, normal way. We have customer trend or something like that. Today, everything is totally online, and the things are in online way. We have a huge retail industry these days. Okay, and even the other industries, they are based on based on the analysis of data. So why that's why the data is the biggest asset of a business right these days. I can say apart from starting for a business, if I talk about any shopping business, any retail business, or any these kind of businesses, data is the biggest asset. Okay, so what they need to track exactly is how their customers are interested, in which trend, in which sections these customers are interested in. They need to track what pages the customers are visiting on their websites. They need to keep a track of that. Accordingly, they need to advertise. Need to put the advertisements over there. And finally, based on the analysis, they need to give discounts and all the offers to the customers so that they can grow in the business. Okay, but as the data is the biggest asset, it is not as simple as we think. Okay, so that's where the data analyst comes in picture. The data analytics comes in picture everywhere. Initially, if I go 10-15 years back, it was only around one or two roles over there in the industry about business analytics or data analytics. Data analyst, so business analyst, data analyst. But these days, we if you see on the Naukri.com portal or anywhere else, you will find number of roles over there: data engineers, data scientists, uh, the data wrangler. We find the role of a data wrangler. Even sometimes it's very new for the people to understand what exactly is the role of a data wrangler over there. Okay, data engineer, data scientist. Okay, database administrator is a previous role and it's still continuing. Apart from that, yes, data analyst and business analyst. So we in this that is the motive of this session, to understand the requirements of all this and understand the responsibilities of these roles, what exactly we need to perform in these roles. Okay, so we'll talk about all these points today. So first of all, when the data comes from different sources, let's say for example, if we are doing for analysis for a let's say I'm using a name of Taliban Traders. Okay, they need to do analysis based on their sales data. Their sales data comes from an Excel sheet. The sales data comes from Excel files. Their employee data they store in JSON files. Their uh, uh, product informations they store in the databases like SQL Server. So first of all, as we know that we need to do the wrangling process. We need to perform the ETL process to clean up the data and take it into our destination source. Okay, so if we talk about these points, as we have already discussed here, so if we talk about these points, we need to first describe like what exactly the type of analytics we have, the types of analysis which are available in the market, the types of analysis in the this data analytics process. We can divide this analytics process into five main categories. The first one is descriptive analytics. The second one is diagnostic, predictive, prescriptive, and cognitive analytics. So let's discuss about these, what exactly the meaning of these analysis processes are. So if I talk about descriptive analytics, it's all about your historical data to see the results based on your historical data, to see the numbers, what exactly has happened, what has happened in the sales, what has happened in the employment and everywhere, to see the results based on your historical data. That is totally descriptive analytics. Okay, so for that we use number of tools to analyze that. We use Excel, we use these days for reporting purpose, we have to create the reports on descriptive analytics. We have the tools like Tableau, we have Power BI, and some other tools as well. A lot of reporting tools are there available in industry these days. Then we have the diagnostic analytics. Now the main thing about the stakeholders, they are not interested how the report is getting created. They are main interested in what exactly is the root causes of the result which they are getting from this descriptive analytics. To find the root cause, what has caused these events to be done. Okay, so that is a very, very important part. That is all about diagnostic analytics. To find the root causes from the historical analysis of descriptive data, what exactly the reasons for the events to be happened. Okay, and the predictive analytics comes in picture, where we need to predict what will be happening next month or maybe next year. If we need to start predict the results of upcoming time, here some machine learning algorithm comes in picture, where we have neural networks and we have all other artificial intelligence algorithms which we can apply inside this predictive analytics. Now let's see the next point, which is the prescriptive analytics. If we do the some changes, if we make some particular changes, then what will be the trend? If we make some particular changes, then what will be the trend next time? Okay, so will it be changing the trend? Will how it will be changing the trend? That comes all into prescriptive analytics. And the final one is the cognitive analytics, where we have these facilities available these days through number of cloud services like Azure analysis and all that stuff, where we can analyze the text feedbacks. Generally, we till here we thought that the analysis can be generally done on numbers, but now we can do analysis on the voice feedbacks. We can do analysis on text feedbacks. So this analysis process comes into the cognitive analytics process. Okay, so that was a small description about these parts. And now if we talk about the roles in the data industry, the roles which are there into this data analytics industry these days, as I was talking initially, there are a lot of roles available these days in the industry. So let's talk about what exactly are the responsibilities of these roles. So if I talk about business analyst, yes, the first person who is very close to the stakeholders to take the decision what exactly is happening in the business, to analyze the reports what has been given by generally by data analysts. But in some cases, I can say business analyst and data analyst, they are very close role, or even can be the same role inside a company. Okay, so these are the people who are very close to the stakeholders. They give numbers to the stakeholders, we who take decisions based on the analysis done. Okay, if we talk about data analyst, a very, very important role. Okay, so as I said, the data analyst has three main points to discuss about. The first of all, profiling the data. That means understanding the data requirements, what exactly the data is coming, gathering the data from all the process, profiling the data, clean up operations in the data, which we have done implemented using the Power Query in the coming up sessions. Plus, then doing analysis on that and on that cleaned data, and then finally create reports out of that data. Okay, in the visualized way, and creating dashboards and giving it to the stakeholders. They work very closely with the data engineers these days. So what exactly is the responsibility of a data engineer? The data engineer is a very new role, I can say, because that role comes in picture because of the ETL requirements. As I told you, the data comes from n number of different places. So it's the responsibility of data engineer to collect the data from all the different places, put that complete the ETL process and put that into the data into the server. So they work very closely with the data analysts. The data scientists, yes, the data scientists, they are not related to any ETL process and all that stuff. It's a very little bit high profile role where they are related to the predictive analytics, mostly machine learning algorithms. Okay, and the database administrator has a very old role. It's continuously, and it's a very I can say precious role in any company, where the database administrator role is to create to admin the database, create the roles inside the database, create users, and give access to all the other people. The database administrator, as always, it's a very green role which is always there. So now if we talk about the task particularly of a data analyst, okay, so that's what we have covered in the upcoming sessions. First, preparing the data. That means gathering the data from different places, or it can be done by data engineer, or if it is done by directly ETL, a little bit ETL process by data analyst as well directly. Doing the transformations, preparing the data for analysis purpose, modeling. Why it is so important, that you will understand in the upcoming sessions, why the data model plays a very, very important role in an analysis process. Okay. Why relationship between the tables plays a very, very important role. Okay. Visualize, that means creating visualizations from the model which we have prepared, creating visualizations out of that report. Okay. Analyze the data. Yes, definitely finding some answers from that report. Okay. And finally, manage it. Manage it means automation. Like we have to understand in the upcoming sessions, that point we'll also discuss, that how to manage the data, that daily newly data is getting inserted, how to make the process automatic, so that the based on your newly inserted data, your reports must refresh automatically, and it must be shared to the particular stakeholders automatically. Will not share it manually every time. Okay, so that will also be covered into the manage section. Okay, so these are the most important points. Okay, some of the questions are there. If you are interested to answer them, let's take a break of 1 or 2 minutes. I'll want you to have a look on them and answer these questions. Okay, if you find any problems in answering these questions, please definitely discuss with us. So I hope you must be able to answer the first question. I guess yes. Very good. And yes, the data analyst is the correct answer for this question. And if you go to the next question, yes, I hope so that you must have got in the mind how a data model impacts on the reporting and data analysis. So, model is the correct answer for this question. The next one is, yes, very good. Informed business decision. If we summarize this whole session, the agenda of this session is to make you clear what exactly the roles are, what their roles and responsibilities. We have 5 main roles available in this business analytics industry these days. The first one is business analyst, data engineer, the data scientist, and the database administrator. What exactly are the differences in these roles? Plus, what are the main responsibilities of a data analyst? So, for these two main processes, like of ETL plus reporting process, we have a lot of other tools available in industry. For ETL process, we have SSIS, we have Informatica, we have Ab Initio, we have lots of other tools. Plus, we for the reporting also, we have Power BI, we have SSRS, we have Tableau, we have ClickView, ClickSense, lots of other tools available here on this part as well. But in between all of them, the most important one is a data analyst has to be very strong into Excel. That will always be there. A data analyst has to be very, very strong into Excel to work on the data sets. Okay, so that's what the agenda of this course, to make you strong into analysis process in Excel and create a project. At the end of the course, we will be able to create a small project, and at the last, in the last 2 videos, we'll work on the case study as well. Thank you so much. I request you to please subscribe this channel so that we can notify you for the upcoming videos. Thanks once again.